Ken is working on project number 10, Inspire Your Audience. His objectives are to inspire the audience by appealing to noble motives and challenging the audience to achieve a higher level of beliefs or achievement. Appeal to the audience's needs and emotions using stories, anecdotes, and quotes to add drama. Avoid using notes. Ken's speech today will be 8 to 10 minutes. And the name of Ken's speech is Inspire with Passion.
Ken, I believe, has been in our club for a bit over a year, and since I watched Ken first speak, he's really evolved into a very talented, entertaining, and often thought-provoking speaker. I really enjoy his speeches, and he's taking advantage of all the things that Toastmasters has to offer. For example, and as he mentioned earlier, he is now the president of the club, so that is great, and I appreciate Ken for taking on that duty. As Tom said, the title of Ken's speech today is Inspire by Passion. Please give a warm welcome to Ken Kasterko.
Everybody knows someone in their life that has gone to work and done the same thing over and over and over again. They seem to have the same routine, never breaking out of the routine. Their friends maybe go kayaking and they can't even fathom themselves being on the water. It's 110 degrees out and their friends are out climbing mountains and doing the things down the valley. They're having fun up in the mountains. We all know these people that don't do anything. We seem to think they don't do a thing with their life. Everybody, though, everybody has a seed of inspiration in them. Everybody has something in themselves that, when sparked and found, inspires them to do great things. Passion is the key to this. I've talked on passion numerous times, and I'm not going to stop. Because I believe that people that find their passion find their life. There are people that believe that talent has everything to do with their passion. I will tell you, I think you're wrong. Just boldly, I think you're wrong. You can be the most talented at anything. You could be the most talented accountant. You could be the most talented salesperson. You could be the most talented mom. But if your passion isn't with children, and we all know people that don't have kids, and we go, thank God. Because their passion doesn't lie with children. And I'm all for the person who understands that and accepts it and finds their passion. So today I'm going to tell you about two things. I'm going to talk to you about my passion and where I found my passion, and I'm going to tell you how to get passion. One of the many ways, I am not concluding that my way is the only way. So let me take you back 4 years to Mammoth, California. I was with a friend, and we were staying at their house, and I was in a time in my life when, has anybody ever here asked themselves this question? What is it really all about? What am I really doing? You think about that statement. And if you ask that statement, I believe that you'll get an answer. I really do. If you're honestly seeking what is it all about, something's going to happen. We were staying at a friend's house with a really great friend of mine and his wife, and I was telling him I just don't know what I want to do, but what I want to do involves the supernatural. It involves something that's beyond me. And he goes downstairs and he comes back up with this CD series, and it says, How to Build Your Life or Your Business Supernaturally. He had me the CD set, and I took it, and I went, okay, I'll listen to it. I listened to this CD set, and it was this gentleman, his name is Lance Wallnow, and he was amazing. The guy was all over the place, talking about passion, about how to find your passion. And he had these demos with this gentleman named Martin. And Martin he was a guy that had been doing the same thing for 20 years. And Martin got the passion pulse, or the passion exercise, and it changed his life. He found out what his top passions were. I listened to that over and over and over and over again. Finally did the passion pulse. You'd think I'd have done it right away. I listened to it probably 2 months, almost afraid to take the little test. So finally I took the test. And I was passionate about some great things. And I'm going to show you how to do that very quickly in a minute. Well, to finish my story, a couple of years go by, and I start finding out more and more about my passion, more and more about what I want to do with my life, and I really want to coach. I want a life coach. And I started to go and to seek out people that would help me, hired coaches, went to seminars. And so I signed up for a seminar on how to be a coach. And remember the guy Martin, who went through the demo on the CD in front of literally hundreds of people, it was like 300 people in the room. It was in a church as a conference at a church up in Northern California. And so I signed up for a conference in Mammoth, California, this last February, 4 years later. And I come to this really incredible meeting. We're learning how to be coaches, we're interacting, we're having fun, we're doing demos. And he asked me, what do you want to do with coaching? And I said, I really want to help people find their passions, and I want to coach them on it. And he goes, I went through a process like that one time. And I said, really? He goes, I've done it with several people. It's been great. And so I go, okay, well, that's awesome. He goes, well, do you want to teach it tomorrow? This is my very first conference on learning how to be a coach. And because of my passion for this was so heavy, so exciting, I was so excited about being a coach, he asked me to teach a segment of this course. And I was like, wow, okay, I'll teach it. So we teach the segment together, and afterwards he goes, I went through a similar process just like this. Martin was the guy on the CD 4 years earlier. And I was with him teaching this course. And I thought, you know what, that is a testimony to when you seek your passion and you ask, I'm searching for something, that certain thing will come alive. Who would have known 4 years later that I'd be sitting with the guy who got me excited out in the first place to find my passion? And really, all we did, very quickly, all we did was take the process of eliminating things that you really like to do. If you could describe your perfect career or the perfect life, and you went 1 through 5, you could do 1 through 10, you get another friend of yours, and then maybe have a third person to watch. And you put down, in no particular order at first, I like to bike. If I could have a job where all I did was mountain bike, that would be great. I like my family. If I could just be around my family, that's a passion of mine. For me, it's people. I love to be around people. I love running. Running exuberates I can't think about anything else I'd rather do than run on a long run. Whatever makes you come fully alive. You get pictures into your passion. You get pictures into what makes you fully alive. Those things. And let's just say the last thing is I really love to draw, or I love to draw art. And what you do is you compete one with the other until you find one that's on the top. So does biking hold more juice? Does it hold your interest? You really like to do that more than you like your family. And you have to be honest with yourself, and that's why you have another person with you to say, look at your face, and look, your face and your body will tell the story of what you're passionate about. Because if you go, you know what, if I say my family is more important, and I say it out loud, my family is way more important than biking. But if I say biking is way more important than my family, you saw my facial features. It wasn't the same thing. If I say, I love running, running is really passionate. That's one of my major, major passions. Do I love it more than art? And if I say it, I love art more than I love running. I love running way more than I love art. You can see my facial features. When you go through this process, you will find your top passion. This may become 1, and this is 2, and this is 3, and this is 4, and this is 5. And then you help somebody, you have somebody help you find out how to pursue this, like a coach. So, in conclusion, the 2 things I wanted to do today is I wanted to share a little bit about my story, about how I got lit up with passion. It was by deciding that I wanted to do more with my life first. What is it all about? And when I asked those questions, things came to, and things started to happen like I'd never even known. People came out of the woodwork to help me. And the second thing I did was go through this simple exercise with some friends to find out what was my major passion, what are my top 5 passions, and we actually did 10. And I just don't have time to go through 10. And I wish I had time to go through every one of you and find out what your major passion was if you wanted to do it. If you ever do want to do it, I'd be more than happy to facilitate that. But that's what I'm all about now, is helping people find their inspiration through their passion. Thank you very much.